players play, and we ride on them things like
It's time for the crushing interview.
We're going to our second crushing interview brought to you by people at Oracy Software. Go to oracy.com, orasi.com to find out more about the great things they got going on over there. Make sure, please introduce our second guest, sir.
Hey man, the legendary, the fastest, John Lewis, 48 cross sweep, 25 inside originator. Just give him the ball, baby. Let's go.
So I got to ask this, John. The stories about the Southwest where y'all played with Southwest the Cavs.
Southwest the Cavs.
And they were talking about Southwest the Cavs like, man, we don't know what we're going to do with y'all because we had to worry about this guy back then.
Yeah.
What you remember about them days playing at Southwest the Cavs? Because, you know, the Cavs was that squad back then, and y'all came over there ready to put that thing on them.
Hey, you know why I had to go to Hurd all the time? Because I think I had some concussions. I had a lot of concussions, when I was overseas, man.
Well,
I don't remember.
yeah, they talk about that game. We got to handle John Lewis. We had to get ready for him because he was going to do that, what you call him, man, with the play?
48 cross sweep.
That cross sweep. We're going to do the cross sweep.
Hey, I just wanted to relieve some of that pressure off me. I wasn't a selfish guy.
Yeah.
I wasn't a selfish guy, man.
Listen, true team guy. Definitely won't worry about the dress code. I don't even think he liked that shield he had to wear.
No.
But you know what I'm saying? Give John some cleats,
That's it.
There you go.
elbow pads, and some wristbands. He good. He wouldn't even take his wrist off. He just putting on.
And I started off with elbow pads, all that stuff on.
Yeah, take it all out.
Take it all
You
off.
take it all out.
Take it all off, man. Raw.
So make sure that take it forever to dress. You like, man, let go, man. Let
He
go.
was the best dress. He had best dress. He had best dress every year. Every year.
Like, come on, Hurd, man. Come on, man.
Man,
Taking his time up and down, man.
best dress.
John, we got to start with this, man. Me and you had these conversations. And one of the main reasons I wanted to bring you in. Now more than ever, parents, kids are just being fooled and bamboozled out here. Just talk about being fast.
Fast is an art, and it's genetics as well. It's a genetic factor, but also it takes years of experience and years of listening to different coaches and you repetitions. So with it is, most of our receivers, DBs are going to be a little bit more faster than the other positions because they're always in a sprint position.
Right.
So they get more reps.
They're running.
They're running. And they're coming from one foot back and going not from a wide stance, not with one hand down, wide stance or a lineman stance. So it's a real art to it, and parents have to understand that it's a chemistry to it. And right now, man, I'm gonna say to this: I respect all trainers. I give them all disciplines and all utmost respect, but they need to go to school. I went to school, man. I keep going to workshops and have you, but now they out here not going to school, don't know no kinesiology, don't know about breathing, don't know about just the concept of the art of performance. And man, and that's what I'm up here, want to get with a lot of trainers, say, man, why don't y'all just come and I'll teach you some little things, just some little things about the fundamentals.
What are some of the things they selling out here, John, that could be bad for athletes out here, some of these trainers? Because everybody ain't learning, they ain't doing it, just thinking they can make you fast and go out there and work the crap out you.
I think what they selling now is, I played in the NFL and I can get you better. And they've been coached the whole time. That doesn't describe your resume because you played in the NFL or I played ball before. You know, it's just like, you done fixed the stove a couple of times. That don't mean you gonna go and say, man, I fixed my stove a couple of times. Hey man, I can fix everybody's stove.
Ain't studied or nothing, just out there fixing one.
I got
22 videos. I'm expert.
Yeah, I got a wolf in my house. I got a wolf oven. I'm like, man, you ain't touching mine at all.
Leave my oven alone.
Yeah, leave it alone. So that's the thing they start with. I played and I did this, and then they say I can train and don't want to go to school, don't want to go take the proper channels and steps. Y'all wasn't in this beautiful studio at first. I mean, when y'all was at the house, y'all took steps.
Yes.
Real.
Yeah, y'all took steps. Y'all didn't just jump into the studio.
And that worried me a little bit, John, because there are a lot of guys that be like, I'm a trainer now. I'm like, just because you played, you know, do you know the body parts? Do you know how this could get, what happens when you get pulled? What's this? That's important to know because I see a lot of cats on Instagram and all, they be like, man, you all of a sudden a trainer. When did that happen?
Yeah. And it,
Me and your biggest conversation came to light. I did the Blue Grade Combine over the weekend. Everybody walks up and tell you they run a 4.4.
Oh, my God.
everybody.
Until it's time to get on that line.
Get on that line. And hey, well, I'm going to say to this. Some people can run a 4.4, but when enough pressure is under them, they just, just can't.
But I'm just talking about high school kids.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I'm talking like high school kids. Like, only a few people, because kids go to the combine and not even, it's not, every receiver not running the 4.4.
Right.
Every DB not running the 4.4. So, it's work. We talking about high school kids. Your body hadn't even got strong enough yet. You hadn't even topped out yet.
Haven't even topped out. And then you got to realize something, too. The people who are timing them, their eyes are 40 yards away from you. And they got to go on your reaction. You know how delayed your eyes is?
So you already 3-4 steps in.
Man, my son running.
He ran a 4.27. No, he didn't.
Yeah, and quit boosting up your whole organization. When I say organization, it's not high school anymore. It's really an organization.
Yeah.
Because the sentiments of saying it's a high school or middle school, it's out the door. It's all a business because everybody flip-flopping to different schools. So really, what they need to do a lottery. It ain't our zone anymore.
One kid will move to the next section.
Man,
Still play for Wisconsin. Nah, man, he over there this year, man.
I didn't go to Harper because, man, it was too rowdy. Too many people were selling drugs and doing it. I didn't go there because of athletics. I would've went there and turned up too.
Yeah.
I didn't go because, Maceo Hurd and Mel Johnson, bro, I got me 2 receivers, I got a quarterback, blah, blah, blah. I ain't know who was who. Man, they really name dropping who was playing with.
I'm playing with such and such, right?
Hey, I'm ignorant to it. I haven't been out here a lot, and I told you, Mason, I've been getting out here a little bit more. What is these stars? 1 star, 2 stars.
We'll talk about it on the side.
I'm glad you brought it up.
Hey, man, stay with me. We got John Lewis.
Major key alert, life is like school. You will be tested, so pass it.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at GetSchooled.com. Brought to you by Get Schooled and the Ad Council.
Coming to Tampa Bay, I said we want to win a Super Bowl, and I believe we will.
From IamSecond.com.
We came close, but never really did win that championship.
Former NFL head coach Tony Dungy.
At the end of my 6th year, I was fired, and it was one of the biggest disappointments of my life. Next year, I'm in Indianapolis, get to the playoffs, but get knocked out again. And for the next couple of years, it's the same thing. Everyone is saying Colts are never going to win one. And I did wonder, why didn't it pan out the way I thought it would? But I determined that I had to have Christ first, and that everything else came below that, including my own desires. The next year, that ended up being our year to go to the Super Bowl and win it, and it was a wonderful feeling. Every decision I make, I'm going to make it through the lens of Jesus Christ, and He guide us to that ultimate victory. I'm Tony Dungy, and I am second.
You don't usually get a stock tip from a 16-year-old, but I'm here to tell you about a different kind of stock. It's called Better Futures, a stock for social change that's not about making money. Instead, you invest to help students like me go to college. This is beyond a simple donation. It's the opportunity for America to invest in its kids and take an active stake in the future of the country. The return on your investment isn't money. What you get back is knowing you protected our potential. So one day, that potential can grow up to become surgeons and architects, executives and engineers, people who can change the future just by being a part of it. My name is Alicia, and I am your dividend.
Invest in better futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. A public service announcement brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
Coming to Tampa Bay, I said we want to win a Super Bowl, and I believe we will.
From IamSecond.com,
We came close, but never really did win that championship.
former NFL head coach Tony Dungy.
At the end of my 6th year, I was fired, and it was one of the biggest disappointments of my life. Next year, I'm in Indianapolis, get to the playoffs, but get knocked out again. And for the next couple of years, it's the same thing. Everyone is saying Colts are never going to win one. And I did wonder, why didn't it pan out the way I thought it would? But I determined that I had to have Christ first, and that everything else came below that, including my own desires. The next year, that ended up being our year to go to the Super Bowl and win it, and it was a wonderful feeling. Every decision I make, I'm going to make it through the lens of Jesus Christ, and He guide us to that ultimate victory. I'm Tony Dungy, and I am second.
Can I talk now? Sure, yeah. You ain't going off on me back there. It's the Crush Sports Talk right here, the Sensation Station Network. Doing our second crushing interview right now. It's your boy Eagle Ace. Make sure, and that guy Jay Lewis, they call him. Speed Demon.
My guy.
Still like he can run a 4.25 on you when you're sleeping on him.
Yes, sir. He was just fast. He just woke up fast. The Cole said yesterday, you ever seen the cheetah stretch?
Hey, man, that boy fast. That boy fast.
John.
I got to tell y'all what happened at the combine.
Okay.
Let go.
Talk to me.
No. Let's stay in the high school. And then
Okay, we'll stay there.
Real quick. The Cole one of them fast, though, ain't he? He got that look about him, though. He look fast.
Man, he walking here fast. He walk fast. He just see how he walk.
John, he got all the veins.
He look like.
I was like, that boy just one muscle.
If you see him, you be like, oh, that's fast. He walking.
He's
fast. You can tell fast. Go ahead, make sure.
So, John was asking about the stars. So, I'm going to tell y'all, John not joking about this, everybody, because when John get in the lab, he in the lab.
Yeah.
And if you in his camp, that's who in his camp. He not with all that outside stuff. He not with it. So, John, the stars are these kids go to these select camps, and they get rated. And a lot of times, the best kids don't go to these camps. One, because a lot of them they can't afford.
First, they probably don't have internet.
Yeah, well, you know, like you say, Nook probably, hey, he's struggling.
So they rarely go to a game and watch the kids and rank them off of what they play. They rank them from what these camps do.
So when they playing on the team, it's ranked as a team.
Yeah, they don't really say.
They get to that later.
Yeah, they get to that's the last part of it. So they'll get all these guys. Oh, this kid went to these camps and he looks like a 4-star because he can do this, and this. He got size, he's got weight. Oh yeah, and he made 100 tackles last year. That's usually the last thing they look at. They look at what they do at these camps and say, ooh, his guy here's a 3 or 4-star. He's a 5-star.
Who is that person doing it? Is it a select? Is it voting?
It's a couple of groups.
There's a couple of guys who probably ain't never played no football.
Who are they? We need to identify who they are.
We know them. Rusty Manziel, the white boy Chip.
Rivals 24/7.
Yep.
There's an organization that do
Yeah.
that. They basically rank, and a lot of colleges say they don't look at it, but they look at it. It's a lot of money in it. Let's be real. There's money in it. If you ain't doing it, it ain't out there. And and what bothers me about it is a kid to be on. They talk about the kid and they say, he's a 4-star. I'm like, yeah, this kid here balled his tail off last year. What they got to do anything at the star, but they put stuff behind it. But everybody swear they don't look at it. But they always mention it.
Well, to those parents, what would y'all tell those parents that can't afford the camps and say, man, my son ain't a 5-star. How you think they should respond to? What would y'all tell them?
I always tell the parents they need to find people like you who are credible and just gonna allow the kids to work harder. Cause see, all this really comes down to, like I've always said, make plays on Friday night. Yeah?
Right.
Make plays on Friday night, because the one thing you can't measure at these camps is a kid's heart and his desire, and when he put them pads on. That's why I never like 7-on-7. No, you're an All-American out here because ain't nobody gonna hit you. Can you make that catch? Can you turn that corner with pads on?
Also, John, man, coaches still watch film.
Definitely.
So if you playing your game, who was that kid? Right. We don't know about that kid. He out running everybody. He talking out, he doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? So play your game, get your grades, what you can control. Control what you control.
Control the controllables.
That's all you can do. And
control the controllables. I like that.
So when you got your kids and you running, we know, I would be surprised people don't come, hey, John, who you got? Because we know they about to get that work when they be working with you.
Right.
And that's why it's important. That's why I'm a little, like you said at the beginning, literally of all trainers, getting these kids and selling them these pipe dreams.
Right.
Because I don't want the kid to get hurt thinking they got a shot at something they really don't.
And that's what a lot of people ask me. Is some people will be saying, "Man, what you doing different than somebody else doing?" You know what I tell them? Mental. And I walk away mental. Hey man, I'm almost like the Navy SEALs. When you see a Navy SEALs, you gonna say you a Navy SEAls? Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you see
Navy SEAls? Oh man.
Yeah. He work out with John. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's mental. It's mentally. You know, I mentally put them through a lot of pressure and mentally want them tough and mentally want them to understand that people are going to display your craft. You don't have to talk back. You don't have to ask any questions. Display your craft. If you're in shape, display that. If you have good foot, display that. Don't talk about it. Display it. And you don't have to do no talking. You ain't have to talk back to no coach back in the day.
No.
Display it.
Right.
If you missed the ball, Mace, hey man, next week, man, you drop 2 balls. You try not to drop 2.
Boy,
you may drop 1.
That's it.
And get back in there and keep going.
That's it.
Yeah, so that's it.
It's
I would-
crazy.
And I think that's the big thing. How important do you work with the kids to make sure that that tool between their 2 shoulders, that they say, is working right? Because a lot of kids do get caught up in, man, he getting all these offers or he getting this, and you just, how do you make sure they understand it's about what you do and doing what you can do?
Because I tell them it's beyond football. Because most of the people may not have went to the NFL, might not even went to college, but I can tell you they're the best car salesman out here. I met one right here at the Mercedes. He said, man, I'm the top salesman. I got some of the top, I'm talking about I have the Navy SEALs. I got one girl, she's Coast Guard right now. I'm talking about, one of the guys now he don't work for the president. He works for the White House for Trump. He's one of the guards standing there for Trump.
Wow.
Well, he works for the White House. He said, I work for the White House.
Yeah, he said, I just work for it.
You're talking about
He ain't claiming his boy.
so you're talking about some characters of people
Right.
that beyond football. People that experience who've been with my camp
Right.
really are people who are doing well in life.
Right.
All our partners from Douglas High School,
The Acro?
everybody we encounter our energy, they do well.
Right.
Period.
Right, boy, you better say it one more time. This was crazy, because I want to talk about the NFL Combine.
Yes.
What these guys have to go through on that stage. So let's just talk about Elijah. Him getting ready for the Combine. What were some of the things that you guys wanted to work on to get him ready?
The first thing you gotta almost strip him from that college mentality.
Boy.
You're talking about a guy who loves to live. Loves to live. You're talking about love to live. Love to live. But then we had went through a process of saying you got to keep your jiggy. You got that you have that foundation, but you got to keep this movement, that other movement in your life.
Right.
You done mastered the weights.
Yeah.
He swole.
Now master the movement. He almost messed up, but he said, John, I need you to come up there once a week and come on the weekend to keep my movement.
Let's talk about that, John. How do you handle super thick and try to keep him like that? We're going to talk about it on the other side, man.
It's tough.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
You've accidentally cut your daughter's bangs unevenly. Do you A, line things up a centimeter from her hairline?
Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man.
No, sweatbands are so hot right now. Everyone's wearing them, like that basketball player and that other basketball player.
B, get spiritual.
Mom, where did all the mirrors go?
A reflection could never capture our true selves.
Huh?
Beauty is within.
C, look on the bright side.
Less time blow drying, more time texting.
Or D, show empathy.
Mom, you really don't have
Ta-da! Twinsies!
I kinda love it. As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. That's thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
My savings are gone.
Okay, where were they last?
Here, right before I spent them on that vacation to Aruba.
Weird. Not weird. Not saving now means no money later. For free ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Oh, long time no see. It's me, the Rock t-shirt in the back of your closet. Dude, remember? You crowd surfed in me, man. But you haven't worn me in like forever. I get it, you're retired, but I still got some rock left in me. So take me to Goodwill, where I could really make a difference.
Your donations to Goodwill create jobs, training programs, and education assistance for people in your community. To find your nearest donation center, go to goodwill.org. Donate stuff. Create jobs. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
We're back to the mix. Just like that. So make sure you share us with your friends at Not Dumbed Down on Facebook or SSNATL on IG. More music, less glish at SSNATL.com.
Hey man, we're back. Still doing this crushing interview part 2 with our guy Josh J. Lou.
Yeah.
Hey man, so Holyfield thick.
Right.
You see a guy this big, I mean, he's a powerful back.
Right.
And you know powerful back because your brother was a powerful back.
Right.
How did you try to work with him to get him to, I guess, for lack of a better term, loosen up, stay agile? You know what I'm saying?
It was a process because I want to let everybody know that sometimes when you go to college, it can be a negative response to your body and it can be a positive because the weight program is one.
Right.
Your ability and your natural ability is secondary. You better keep that on your own. They're gonna get you conditioned and they're gonna get your weight up or what have you. But your art or how you move can either go negative or positive.
Right. So a lot of people don't know this. Jamal didn't lift weights.
No.
And it always shocked people that I tell them that. And I'm like, he would get too tight.
That's it.
So he was blessed with the size. He always stay, as you just said, he always stay agile.
Yeah. And that was a process because Barlow at that time and people at Douglas knew if they knew Barlow, he was a human joystick.
Boy, R2 button.
What? And so Jamal wanted that and he said, John, give it to me. And I said, this is going to be the process of it. First, you're going to have to run from here to the dome on the railroad track.
Yeah. Sound like
some work.
And the first step with him is saying we got to get conditioning. So if you come to me, first step is going to be getting conditioning, and we're going to do it on the railroad track. And so, and also, man, it was just a process with Elijah is his mental attitude. He has that boxing mentality. He has a genetics of his father and his mother, but his mind is weights. But he had to learn to say, hey, man, if you want to go to the next level, you're going to get jiggy. And then he came out, and then he wanted to start lifting heavy again. Like, what do you want to lift for like this?
What is his mindset? He just like that feel or something?
He like that feeling. He liked that. He liked that feeling. He liked the walk. He liked that feel.
When that shirt too tight on him.
He loved it. And then you got to remember the psyche. The only way you can all see somebody and say, "Oh, he right," is how he shaped.
Yeah.
But if you saw Sap back in the day, you be like,
right.
Well,
Ain't no way he in the NFL.
No way.
Someone put the helmet on.
Oh, man. So, and that's the process. And a lot of them getting psyched out. Man, you looking good. And they think that they're going to perform well.
We got a lot of flack for, his 40 time.
Right.
And one of the things, again, like I say, one thing you and I discussed was just the fact that, look, just go look at his film.
Right. And first, I want to say that he's not no 4'3" guy.
Right.
That period. He's not.
Never been.
Never been no 4'3".
Never been.
If he's a good 4'5", and he might hit a 4'3" if he's very, very happy and he got done take off. And he got done on that field. On that field, he might hit a 4'3".
Right.
Because he got done. But you ain't fit to catch me.
Right.
But naturally, he's probably run a good 4'5", maybe 4'6" kind of guy. And if he tense up on his start, and everybody want to look at it. Nobody want to really look at it. Oh, they looking at the time, but look how he ran. He ran left, right, left, right. We've been practicing straight line all the time. And he just get out there and just say, and he go left, right, left, right, left, right. You imagine your car going wobbling down the road?
It ain't gonna run right.
It ain't gonna run right.
So as the guy working with him, what did you feel during that time? What were your thoughts?
The process is, understanding how he ran.
Yeah.
You got scouts that looked at how he ran, and some of them want the statistics of how the time.
Right.
You got some scouts that were looking on the side like, ooh, he run good, and they were like, we seen enough. Some was like, we want to see this time. We ain't looking at how he run. Them scouts right there are probably the young ones, and guess what? They're gonna be going to another team later on. They don't know anything.
Well, just breaking it down.
And then the GMs can use it as, we're going to get them for the low. Okay, get them for the low. Okay, when it's time to re-up.
Yeah, gotta come see.
Y'all see what that boy got paid?
Boom.
Boy,
You see what round he went?
Third.
What round he go?
Yeah.
And I want everybody to know right now, what round did he go?
But this was crazy. It's truly a such thing as like speed and game speed.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Some people like you're slow, right. We laugh about it. Like, I'm never going to wow you on the track.
What track meet you ain't finna do nothing. Nah, you just put on that first leg and just try to get it to the
That's it. But put the helmet and shoulder pads on. No sir.
Out of 4 years, did anybody take
No sir.
Yeah, make sure what's that?
No.
Well, 8 years straight.
Not getting me.
8 years straight as a starter.
Yeah.
Hey man, listen. I see that pylon. That would have loved that right there.
I'm gonna get petty, except for that one time when he was gone. John, that's a film of Maceo.
Oh yeah, I fumbled. Yeah.
Gone. I mean,
No, John. I just lost because I was thinking about how I was gonna say. Gone. I know everybody miss, and as I'm striving, the ball just pop out. Shout out to Rod Armstrong. Rod Armstrong, baby. Yeah.
we got Bo Bass. Stay with us.
People are always looking to invest in a good opportunity. So what if you could invest in the future of kids, like a stock? Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change, called Better Futures. With your investment, it helps students like me go to college. My name is Charles, and I'm your dividend.
Invest in better futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. Brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
You don't usually get a stock tip from a 16-year-old, but I'm here to tell you about a different kind of stock. It's called Better Futures, a stock for social change that's not about making money. Instead, you invest to help students like me go to college. This is beyond a simple donation. It's the opportunity for America to invest in its kids and take an active stake in the future of the country. The return on your investment isn't money. What you get back is knowing you protected our potential. So one day, that potential can grow up to become surgeons and architects, executives and engineers, people who can change the future just by being a part of it. My name is Alicia, and I am your dividend.
Invest in better futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. A public service announcement brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
Honey, what you cook for dinner tonight?
You want the good news or the bad news first?
The bad news first.
I cooked nothing.
Well, that's the good news then.
Uh-huh. Well, there's no bad news then because tonight we're gonna have Jerk Palace.
Call Jerk Palace for authentic Caribbean cuisine, including vegetarian entrees with authentic Caribbean flavor. Call 770-892-5049. Located at 6221 Jonesboro Road, Highway 54 in Morrow, Georgia. Jerk Palace.
Hey, John, in this quick segment, let me ask you real quick. What do you try to tell people, and what makes you keep doing this, man? What keeps you out there wanting to train people and get with people? Because stuff like what you say, when you see a guy running like that, and you're like, man, what's going on? What keep you out there wanting to keep these people focused and training, man?
Man, first of all, I want to say I love the art of movement. I love the art of movement. I'm possessed with the art of movement. And another thing is, when they come to my camp, I want everybody to go pro. Or to the Olympics, I want them to go to the next level. This is not about, you're going to go to school. That's a given. But I would love to see them at a higher level and pursue that, and I want to be a part of their team and their family's team to accomplish that goal.
That's what's up.
The one thing I know about you going to tell these parents the truth. And that's what a lot of them are not getting.
Oh, yeah.
Because everybody just think that, hey, I work out with John, I'm going first round.
No. No, I want you to say first, you're going to go first round on your own. Because when you're not with me, what are you doing? When I give you your homework, are you actually in tune with your homework?
No.
I had to run it
So if you're depending on any coach or any parent or mother or father or whatever, you failing right now. It's going to be you.
I tell you, man. But this is what I'm trying to get everybody to understand. I'm just like, bruh, y'all tripping. How much work are you willing to put in outside of what we doing? Like, nobody had to tell us to go in your backyard and run that trail.
No. And we weren't at the field just doing back pedals and flies and
Nah, we was out doing crazy stuff.
Hey, I'm gonna give everybody the recipe right now. First of all, you got to work on your skill. Another thing you need to work on is your intelligence in your game. Then you need to learn multiple positions.
Boy, you just stood on the toes right there. My son just a quarterback.
Huh?
They said, my son just a quarterback.
Yeah. I did half that pass.
Yeah, you did.
And I punted.
And you played corner.
Yeah. Hassan Graham, you remember that? Remember that?
You gonna bring 4 up here.
Hey, they say, listen, you got one job that week. Everywhere number 4 go,
at 4.
That's where you go.
That's where I go.
That's where you go.
And like McCole said yesterday, he's a 4-1. Receiver, kick returner, punt returner, and a gunner on punt team.
And he already know he got to play special team.
You got to play the special teams, man.
And guess what he said? He said, I do a special teams. I'm going to go out there and be a running back. And if they need me in the slot, I'm going to go out there. And guess what? And I'm going to block like H for that quarterback.
There it is.
Because I know that's where my paper going to be made.
But that's where the paper made.
I always say Terrell Davis got in the Hall of Fame off a kickoff.
Hey, man.
When he killed that dude on the kickoff for the Broncos. The rest is history.
When we come back late, we got to tell this funny NFL draft story when Jamal got drafted and we out in the front yard throwing away ribs.
I'll be right back.
Man, do I love card night. You ready, boys? You got a king?
Go, fish dad.
Oh, come on. This is WWE superstar Titus O'Neil. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
If you're a single man under the age of 35, you'd probably like to know what the ladies are looking for on an online dating site. A guy who had a few drinks and later got pulled over for buzzed driving. See, that could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. And doesn't a guy who's back living with his parents but calls them my roommates just scream Mr. Right?
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes?
How could he do this to you? And for Sheila, she has split ends.
B, console her.
Oh, sweetie, this is going to happen a lot. 4, maybe 5 more times before you get married.
C, take charge.
Got to get this all straightened out. Keep a little talking to, man to man, mano a mano. Hey, Steve! Is now a good time? No? Okay, no problem. Bye.
Or D, help her find a new boyfriend.
I know a great place to meet boys. The internet. Nice, single boys. Never mind. How about some ice cream?
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
You've accidentally cut your daughter's bangs unevenly. Do you A, line things up a centimeter from her hairline?
Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man!
No, sweatbands are so hot right now. Everyone's wearing them. Like that basketball player and that other basketball player.
B, get spiritual.
Mom, where did all the mirrors go?
A reflection could never capture our true selves.
Huh?
Beauty is within.
C, look on the bright side.
Less time blow drying, more time texting.
Or D, show empathy.
Mom, you really don't have
Ta-da! Twinsies!
I kinda love it. As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Shout out to Russell Wilson, man, that third round pick in the bed saying, I'm back, baby. $65 million
check yesterday.
Yes,
Good God Almighty.
Put his name on that contract. Talking to a guy right now that's trying to get people to that level, man. Get to them. Which one do you love? I know you just love all athletes. Which one do you love working with most? The high school, college, pro level. Which one do you like working with the most?
Oh, NFL is any pro level, not at all. I don't even like them. But I would say high school and that first part of college. Yeah.
They still want to learn and still try
to get it out the mud.
Yeah.
Get it out the mud.
You always seem to like work with kids who kind of like you don't really gravitate toward those like oh I'm all that. You don't really.
They don't survive in my campus.
Right, and that's what I'm saying.
The energy. It's energy.
Talk about that. Talk about that.
It's energy, and also you know where the energy comes from? Their parents. It's not them. It comes from their parents, their guardians, who's ever their guardian. It comes from them. Quit saying they doing okay. Just say, you need to get better. You need to get better. I be stopping parents. Hey, you did good. You did. Wait, hold up. One sound. I just corrected him, and you saying he did good. Y'all do that in the car. let me get this hard love out the way first. I think when you was going back to is the high school kids when they really want to make it and they know that they have to sacrifice something, they had to give themselves up and then pursue it and stay consistent. Everybody want to do. Everybody, man, I got to tell this story, man. Elijah, one time we was to ride our bikes on a Saturday. He came in from UGA. He was on his way, and he never late. So all of a sudden he pulled up. I saw him getting out of Uber. I know he got a car. And I said, what happened? He said, man, I had a flat tire. I just left the car and I just got in the Uber so I can get here.
Wow.
So where the car? I'm gonna take care of that later. I just got on the bike and kept going. I said, you can't teach that.
Yeah.
That's that work.
That's crazy.
That's working.
He left the car and said, I deal with that later. Got an Uber and came onto the and got on this bike trail.
I gotta get this work.
That's it. Always on time.
I gotta get this work.
And that's most the characters are here. They pay their own check. I say, Mom, you better get their own check. I don't want you coming here paying me. They need to take responsibility now.
You know what's crazy about that, Judd? That's what our dads did for us.
Oh yeah.
Think about like your dad, my dad, Lorenzo dad. They be all standing on their hill every day after practice, and we got to walk by them and No matter what we thought we did, they like, man, y'all sorry.
I didn't say nothing at all.
Right. And look at you like, oh.
No, and point out everything you did wrong.
Like, dude, you know I never mind.
Had one of them great games. You get in the car, you know you missed 3 tackles. We good, Dad. I just you missed 3 tackles. You remember that boy in the car? All right, just sit in the car.
It's amazing that we've gotten away from that.
Hey man, I want to ask y'all a question. How many? I don't want to disrespect no females out here. I know there's women to live all this stuff right here, man, but I'm trying to understand how they. I know they can be in sports and do all the analysis and all that stuff. That's cool. But the training part of it and the coaching part of it.
John, it's 2019.
You're probably gonna hit me, but hey, y'all explain it to me.
We will explain it to you.
Cause I'm in my little hole explain.
That's what I love about John, man. Cause John really don't be knowing what be going on, man.
We about to wrap
That's
this
what it's
up
my
here.
dog, man.
Stay with us, man.
News first.
I cooked nothing.
Well, that's the good news then.
Uh-huh. Well, there's no bad news then, because tonight we're gonna have Jerk Palace.
Call Jerk Palace for authentic Caribbean cuisine, including vegetarian entrees with authentic Caribbean flavor. Call 770-892-5049. Located at 6221 Jonesboro Road, Highway 54 in Morrow, Georgia.
Jerk Palace. You don't usually get a stock tip from a 16-year-old, but I'm here to tell you about a different kind of stock. It's called Better Futures, a stock for social change that's not about making money. Instead, you invest to help students like me go to college. This is beyond a simple donation. It's the opportunity for America to invest in its kids and take an active stake in the future of the country. The return on your investment isn't money. What you get back is knowing you protected our potential. So one day, that potential can grow up to become surgeons and architects, executives and engineers. People who can change the future just by being a part of it. My name is Alicia, and I am your dividend.
Invest in better futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. A public service announcement brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
Major key alert. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at GetSchooled.com. Brought to you by Get Schooled and the Ad Council.
So, I'm a dog, and I just got adopted by this new human guy, and I'm starting to wonder how he got along without me. I mean, okay, something as simple as walking around the block. He's got this leash thing, and he puts me on one end and him on the other, and I'm just taking him around. I think he's afraid of getting lost. Without that leash and me guiding him along, I don't think he'd find his way back home. But it's kind of cute.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
If you're a single man under the age of 35, you'd probably like to know what the ladies are looking for on an online dating site. A guy who had a few drinks and later got pulled over for buzzed driving. See, that could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. And doesn't a guy who's back living with his parents but calls them my roommates just scream Mr. Right?
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the app.
The Rundown is brought to you by Blunt Power. 3 sprays last for days. Blunt Power.
The Rundown. Hey man, shout out to our people out there at bluntpower.com. Go to the Facebook and our Twitter page at Blunt Power. Gregory Chain, what is up, baby? Gotta go by there, make sure.
Yeah, I'm going out and I'm making a phone call today.
Hey, so let me apologize again, make sure I didn't do my juice box presentation.
Come on, man.
I owe you.
Yes, man.
I got you.
Yes, man. I need my 8-pack, man.
Go get your 8-pack.
I just knew I was gonna be drinking.
I might get a little extra in there for you.
I appreciate that, man.
Because you know the bet was done. Come on, Klay Thompson. Let's do it.
Come on, do it to me, Clay. Don't you do it to me, Clay.
Do you work, what all the athletes you work with, John? I don't think people all know who you work with. I mean, everybody think it's all about football, but you work with all kind of athletes. Right?
Yeah, from motocross, NASCAR, polo, underwater polo, swimmers, movies. They don't know, Future, T.I., Akon, Luda family.
Wow.
Akon's family, Divine, some of the artists and a lot of people behind the scenes that need to be in shape. And I tell all the trainers, man, that's how you're going to be rich. That's how you're going to be rich. Yeah. You can stay in that gym all you want or just chase a athlete or chase a artist around, but you better mix it up. And I do senior citizens as well, man. I do a senior citizen chair aerobics, and also I dance.
Y'all be turned up.
Man, I'm turned up. Hey, man, I'm post something live on Thursday, man. I'm doing something live, and I'm going to do something at the TI Museum on the 1st. It's going to be called Trap Fitness at the TI Trap.
Oh, yeah, we got to be there.
Do you still do the jumping out the pool still?
Man, I'm still doing it. But I'm stepping it up this year. Me and Elijah did 40 laps in the pool today. We did 40, and that's, we getting back used to the water.
Jesus. Okay, man, so tell a story.
Yeah.
Hey, man, so yeah, man, one of the greatest NFL draft stories that I've been a part of. First of all, Jamal, we kind of knew he was going to at least be a top 10 pick.
Right.
Yeah.
We knew that.
Because he just came off ACL.
Yeah. So we knew that. So, are we going to New York? No. We be right here at Adderville in the hood.
Yeah.
So, first batch of reels got all burnt up. I don't know who, probably John. I don't know what. I don't know what happened. But yeah, supposed to have a cook or whatever. Here go Jamal sitting in the living room. He looking out the window. He come outside. We like draft. Come on, boy. 30 minutes in, phone ring.
Wow.
It bring us over the power. We going early. Hey man, when I tell you, it was just, man, to get that call, and like I say, we right there, family.
Yeah.
Right there in the neighborhood, man. Where it all started. We ain't have to go rent out no restaurant. We did it right there at the Lewis Palace, man.
Right.
Homeboy didn't invite me.
Yeah, man.
Still mad at him. He didn't invite me to his party. Garrison, you could have invited me to your party. Been there.
Yeah.
It was just crazy, man. And for we used to beat Jamal up in the basement.
Yeah.
We used to go at the Harp and play a little 3-on-3 football, 100-yard 3-on-3 football.
Yeah. And then they say, man, your brother voice so deep.
Cause he was always he always wanted to be around.
Yeah.
But he soaked up so much, man.
But people didn't know about Jamal, and y'all have always said this. Before as big as he was still limber.
Yeah.
That's how he could get away, because I used to look at Jamal, you couldn't catch him either. But he was huge. Jamal still look like he about,
he up there.
He run through people.
You didn't want them problems.
Yeah.
My dad put a checkerboard flow down because I used to break dance. I was at graffiti's breakdancing.
Yeah, that's him.
So I had to get Jamal to do some breakdancing movements down there. I said, we ain't gonna show nobody, I do this alone. But we was down there dancing, and he was watching a lot of film, and he got indulged in the craft, and he really knew what he wanted to be. He's that kind of guy. He pursues something, and that's why he's successful in business as well. Because he pursues something, he indulges in it, and he does the research.
And it's crazy because, everybody like to be like, who's the better back, John or Jamal? Like, no, they were two different backs.
Yeah, two different.
They were just two different. They were two totally different backs.
I think I tell everybody that the difference between him. I didn't care.
No,
he ran scared. My brother ran scared.
He wasn't looking for contact.
But I wanted contact.
You always wanted contact. I never understood that.
How you go out there?
They're going no sideline and he goes straight. What he doing? He dropping his shoulder.
He turning in.
Hey man, look here. And so it always made it crazy because you couldn't hit him in practice.
Yeah.
So how the quarterbacks get a tribute? Nah, this line don't hit Lewis.
Don't hit Lewis.
Don't hit Lewis. Like,
so he building up Monday through Thursday. Like I got to get
But our fourth coach.
Yeah, coach.
Our fourth coach came in and said, hey, everybody don't have a position. I was like, Coach, you gonna get people hurt. Man, nobody has a position.
Yeah.
Man, I went out there, run. Oh, I said and it's I love the contact, but now I tell everybody to avoid it a little bit, but give it. But now I got a new pupil, and he has to learn. He loves the contact first. He loves contact first, and secondary move. But I want everybody to know it's a strategy behind it. But I'm not gonna give y'all the recipe.
But what's some of the biggest advice you give, though? What would be the John Lewis advice about what you do and telling these young people about getting in shape, getting in speed and all of that? What's some of the biggest advice you give?
Do multiple things. You just can't run and do the art. Swim, cycle. I'm teaching kids how to swim at 10 years old. I'm teaching them how to ride a bike. I'm talking about at 16.
All movement.
Yeah, I got a brand new canoe. I got a brand new canoe I ain't putting in the water, and we gonna canoe. So it's targeting a lot of muscle groups, and we making sure that they're healthy. And I believe that concussions don't come from the helmet, because they'll sue any helmet company. It comes from the neck. Y'all remember how our necks used to be?
Yeah, when you do that little drill.
Yeah, and we had neck machines.
Yeah.
They got rid of those things, boy.
So at the end of the day, man, we have to really train our kids like Navy SEALs to be prepared for those concussions and those injuries.
I always tell people this dude could lift the stack on the universal machine by 9th grade. Like, man, what is really going on around here, man?
Strong household.
Man, we round there with the 120. He got the whole stack. He pushed the stack like, hey, man.
Strong household. Boy.
And then so we had this leaper machine. And he can make the thing. He make it. Like, man, get this guy away from me, man.
Hey, man, I just love it, man. I'm gonna say I just love the art of movement until this body just shuts down. I don't have no knee problem, no back problem, no arms, shoulders, knee, fingers. And I just say I love the art and I love the movement, and I want the kids out there to really, really take the craft serious and no bubble gum.
Do you believe in multiple sports?
Yes.
Because I'm be seeing these specialized sports. I'm like, what's going on in 2019?
And then you got all these guys who like still playing football games. It's like little league teams playing like 35 football games. Contact.
I tell them, it's the parents want to see that. That ain't for the kids.
No, because the kids definitely don't want to be out there.
I'm gonna tell you what's undefeated. What's the number one thing undefeated under the on the football field?
Tim. Yeah, that ground. Yeah.
That ground is undefeated.
Yeah, it ain't.
And that pressure on that ground.
It ain't going nowhere.
You can put a lot of things on it. It still hurt.
Yeah.
You get it hard enough.
No matter they field, turf, pretty grass, gravel.
Hey, man, thanks to Brianna Dahlquist, our boy John Lewis for being out here. All right, thank you, Sky. Sky's back in the building.
Man, this was
yes.
interesting.
Yeah. Thank you, Maceo. Oh, don't think the princesses are in the corner over there. They don't think they're in the building. Hibiscus slushified up in here.
Yeah, no doubt.
Hey, man, we'll see y'all. Hang loose.
We go.
Peace.